Good morning from Cyprus and welcome to episode 2 of Fast Action Cards Sports Desk. I'd like to start by thanking you all for the incredible response I had to the first competition, the first episode and the first competition. We will be having other competitions before Christmas. I was really blown away by the positive response. I felt that a lot of the video was not to my satisfaction, but I will get better. I promise. This may not be the one, but I will try my best. What we're going to look at today, a lot of people from photographs or videos I've sent, I've asked about playmats. The reason I use playmats is, one of the reasons I love play games is that people can play the games exactly how they want. They can play as basic as they want, exactly what comes in the box. If you want to expend a little bit extra, you can do, but it's your choice. And you can either buy from Play themselves if they have one available, or they may use Inked Gaming. I'm not sure, I've not checked that with Keith, but I certainly use Inked Gaming for any playmats. Still, you can design your own, and they're really good service. So I thought I'd start today by going through the playmats I've got and explaining a little bit of why I've got them and how I use them in that particular game. Because coming from computer baseball, I was used to having the whole shebang: national anthem, music playing, plate music, etc. And when I sit down to play a game, I like it to be an experience. And the beauty of the express games is, if you're travelling, hotel room, airport lounge, etc., you can just get out one of the express games and you can have it up and playing within minutes, seconds, some of them, to keep you entertained. I've even played, myself and my wife played bull riding, that's not a euphemism, on the last plane journey we took together. A fantastic little game from Play Now. So I'm going to start off by showing you, this won't fit on the screen properly, but I'm going to fit in as much as I can. I'm just going to transfer the camera, just bear with me. Okay, we're going to start off with, this is a playmat I designed myself, well actually in conjunction with my wife. She's the creative one, and you may have noticed I'm wearing my Adelaide Crows sweatshirt and also cap. I love Australian rules football. When I first played Highlight Maker Hoops, I thought this would make a great transition to Australian rules football, but for various reasons I understand, Keith didn't want that. It's a new engine and he wanted to, it would have revealed too much. But so then I bought the Fury games and Soccer Blast, and I realised that there could be a combination between the two. This is strictly for my own benefit at the moment, and I do play it. I've devised a method where every professional team can be rated within minutes, and also I've got the rough rules. I've been working on them. I've done a lot of play testing, really, and I've got just some cards written out so I can change them. And the basic premise of the game is that depending on the Fury card, you swap. There's 6 zones, and you swap the players that it mentions on the Fury game, and then you compare Fury symbols, and there's various points scored. This is all strictly unofficial at the moment. It may never see the light of day. Probably going to take me about 3-4 months to finish that. It is in a stage where I could type it up, but then I'll just release it to Keith, and it's up to him what he does with it. It may, maybe contingent on people buying a Fiore game or something. I don't know. I'm just guessing, but I'm really enjoying working on it, and it does give a fantastic representation of Australian rules football, and it takes at the moment about 30 minutes, and I'm trying to keep it to that. My original aim was 20 minutes, but it's over ambitious. The reason this is so big is I made a rookie error and I ordered the wrong size from Inked Gaming, but hey ho, it's great. I have to play it on our main dining table, but it's good for, it's even better for play testing. It's bigger. I'll just move that to one side, and underneath we have Fiore hardball. Now, I didn't understand this at all at the beginning. I'm going to be honest, I didn't really see the need for it. Now, within a week, I was playing it like crazy. I love it. Dingers, zingers, wingers, pingers, I love them all. And the fact that you can now get the professional teams, I downloaded yesterday the Astros and Phillies teams, and they're going to be hitting the mat within the next week. And I love this. I love the fact the Playmat on this adds considerably, I think, to the game. And and of course, don't forget with Play Now games, a lot of them you can download PDF, and that makes it. If those of you who are hesitating because you live abroad outside the US, like myself, then the chance to just download a game. I often download a game, learn it, and then while I'm waiting for the Playmat to arrive, then by the time it comes, I can just get it straight on the table. Now, I know a lot of us play aficionados will think I'm a Philistine because this is Fiore football. It's a game I don't feel at all, but a lot of people tell me it's their favourite game of any play game, and they just love it. One of the reasons we will be playing it in future episodes, but I want to know really if you could let me know what you think of the conversions, because that's my main gripe with the game, and what homebrew rules, if any, you use to overcome that. It is a great game if you're not fully au fait with the niceties or the intricacies of gridiron US football. Then this is a great way in, and I suggest you try it. Now this is the map for Second Season Express, as you could see, and just bear with me a second. I'm just going to get my rules out for Second Season, and as you can see, the cards for Second Season fit perfectly on that part. I now use the Reggie's online screen. That is fantastic. You can switch from regular Second Season to Express and back, whatever you want. It's a great help. Been a great help to me. I must admit, when I sat down and received Second Season and I received this book, I was a bit overwhelmed. I love American football, been watching it since early 80s, 1980s in the UK, and but I know that there's a lot of intricacies to the game, and I remember buying Status Pro football in 1985, and it took me about 3 hours to do the first play. I put it back in the box and I never played it since. I've played computer American football, and but even that, I've not played that much, and I play on simple levels. So I was determined to actually learn this game completely. I've written out in rough, it will be typed out, some helps of what, how to find everything within the rule book, because as I say, I was overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed in a good way and also in a bad way. I mean, because the complexities of this game, but also how you actually play, just fantastic. But finding things within the book, I found difficult. So I am learning this at the moment. I've got a long flight coming up in a few weeks, and I'm taking that with me, and that's what's going to be learnt on the plane. In the meantime, I'm playing Second Season Express, but now I've got everything color coded. So if I want the kickoff, I turn to double blue. There's all the kickoffs. If it's a inside run play, then there's all the inside runs. Red, if it's a medium pass, it's the second red, and there's the medium pass. This has opened up the game to me. I've run several plays, I've tested it, now it's a matter of getting all the codes down on the game itself, and just fantastic. If you haven't got Second Season, then I think you will be blown away by the actual game. We come now on to my first love, the greatest tabletop game for me ever invented, History Maker Baseball. And I've also got, as you know, if you watched episode 1, History Maker Express. But this one is the one I use for full History Maker Baseball. And I got the extra wide, not a mistake this time. And this fits on my table perfectly. It's got all of the charts on it: bunt, hit and run, stolen base, extra base, base running rules, space for the umpires, space for the dugouts. It's just the business, really. And a few things I use. Just before I'll come on to I'll show you all the things I use as helpers later. Underneath this one, again, you may have seen this chart last week if you watched my first episode. This is the playmat for, I'll just move it that way so you can see it properly. This is the playmat I use mostly for Baseball Express. You can line up all your players, and you can just move the marker along, similar to History Maker. Hoops, space for the umpires, pitchers, stadium. You can be set up in seconds. Everything's fantastic. You never make a mistake because you move the marker. If you're recording it, you can see. It's just perfect. I can play a game in about 8 to 10 minutes, even using my homebrew rules. This is another one. Really, this was an expense. I went to, I think it's Brian Wilson. I can't remember. I think it's Brian's, and he's got all his USB. Is it? I can't remember the name of the league now, but he's got them all down one side, and I bought it, but again, second rookie error. It's not quite the right resolution because the top of the cards are missing. So I would say, when you're ordering from Play Games, from Inked Gaming or anyone else, just make sure you check that the resolution's correct and the size and everything fits on. Asked to see a preview. It's a few extra dollars, but it's certainly worth it. Bolarama. I've only just started playing this. We used the actual we don't use it as manager, but we use it as to play ourselves, and this is a great family game. Again, for those of you who haven't got it, just buy it. It's great, especially with the Christmas holidays coming up. Great family game. Have a little roll, and the ingenuity of the game, but also the simplicity, fantastic. The second time you'll think I'm a Philistine, History Maker Golf. The quality of the game materials that come with the golf is second to none. I think it's absolutely amazing, and this will be seeing a lot more of my time. But when I first played it, I thought, wow, I'm not into this, but I've had several tournaments, and by the end of them I was there. It just doesn't get as much time as it should really, but it's going to be introduced into my schedule regularly. And the playmat behind is one of the main reasons it doesn't get as much time, because as soon as I played red, white and blue racing, that really had to go onto my regular list, because it's just a great game. You never know what's happening until the end. You can introduce your own homebrew rules without interfering in the game engine at all. And I've got to give a big shout out again to Dwayne Martz for making me love this game. He runs his league online at the YL, and if you haven't seen any of them, watch them. I guarantee that you will buy. I got this second mat for the game because it gives you a bit more space. It does miss out the track space of the track card, but that's more than made up for, because you can move everyone into position a lot easier, and it's a really exciting game. Now, Hockey Blast, I've got my league all set up ready to go, but I haven't learnt the game. I'm hoping that it works out as good as the football, but I haven't got around to playing it yet. But I've read the rules, and it'll be going onto the table within the next month or so. Onto Soccer Blast. Again, I fell out of love with soccer around about 1990. Up to then I've been a season ticket holder at Everton for many years, but wow, when I got Soccer Blast, I took the plunge after watching a few videos, and I can't believe how great it is. I've played a lot of games. The one thing I didn't like about the official mat is that you have to swap the cards, or I just didn't like. You can probably fit both in. I don't know how people play it, because I haven't actually used that mat, because I use this one. I can't remember who designed this, so you'll have to forgive me. It might have been Al Wilson. This one, you can fit all the players on the pitch. You can just move markers along. You can use tokens to mark when anyone's been a red card. And I am in the middle of, I think I've got here, I'll just give you a brief. I'm in the middle of creating, with Keith's blessing, the 1966 World Cup. He was the player of the tournament, really, Eusebio, and he scored I think it's 13 goals during those six games. Mind you, 4 of them were penalties, but he was a brilliant player. I saw him play, and these are just in paper because I've been doing a lot of play testing, but they've got a formidable team, Portugal, in that World Cup. And that should be ready within the next 4 weeks. It's going to be a whole package. You'll get explanation about each team, their style of playing, You get the lineups for every game, the attendance, and a lot of things that were unique to that tournament. One thing I will say, there's no substitutes, so there's no chips going to be used in that game. I'm looking at whether the chips can be used in a different way at the moment. That's one of the things I'm examining, but it's a great game. You can play in 30 to 40 minutes, a whole game, and you get the whole feel of football. It's like just watching a great game on TV, but the highlights. That brings us on to the game we're going to be playing in a few minutes. I had a worry with all of these games that they weren't going to get enough time on the table, and with my previous obsession with stats, I had to come up with some idea. So I've created myself a schedule based on 28 days, and really the first 28 days now, the games rotate. I've got some long-term projects where I'm replaying the 1985 MLB season in full using HMB Express, and I've got others using HMB Express, and so I've devised the Instant Standings League, and what that means is that teams were randomly drawn out. At first, there's between, it depends what sports. Some have got 5 or 6 teams, some have got 2 divisions, 5 and 4, and their positions in the league were drawn out, and you have to play, the bottom team plays the next team up in game 1, and so on and so forth. If the bottom team win, they move up to their position. So what that means is you know stats, you can pick up the games at any time, you can play them in any order, you always know who's top, and then once you've completed the first 21 days, the last week will be played full style. So all of the games that have used History Maker at Baseball Express will go on to full HMB, second season Express, Cold Snap Express. They will all move on to the championship week with the top 2 teams, whoever they are at that point, will play each other. So every month you've got a championship week, and the thing is, it doesn't have to be every month. Real world gets in the way, so day 1 on your schedule may not take place till day 3. It doesn't matter, you just pick it up at any time, and you know you've got a game and a sport, and if you don't fancy that game, you can play one of the others, but you don't play the championship games until all those 21 days sports have been completed. And it's fantastic because it means the express games are getting on the table. You're not spending time doing stats, except for the games that you're running a full season, like red, white and blue racing. There's time in the schedule built in to play random games that don't find their way to your mat as often as they should. But all in all, it works well. And the first game we are going to have, after I finish showing you a few other bits, is is from the all-time great 75 set from Highlight Maker Hoops. Each team was split into 6 teams. Each player was assigned to one of 6 teams randomly, with a similar number of guards, centres and forwards. I think 3 teams have got 1 player extra, but that was again just done randomly. And we've got internationals. So game 1 was Johannesburg Jumpers at Rotterdam Runners, and Rotterdam were at home and they won 133-122. So they stayed in 4th place, and they now play the team in 3rd place on the road, which is the Denver Divers, and that's the game we're going to be showing after I've finished showing you all my extra little bits, and I think it should be exciting. we used the high scoring chart, and for those of you who haven't seen Highlight Maker Hoops in action, stick around, I think you'll like that game. I'll just put those to one side because I'm just going to show you a few other bits. I've had other messages from my original video asking what I use to hold cards. This is one of them, available online. I think it's called Page Up. For what they are, they're quite expensive, but I think you can get cheaper versions. But these are heavy. You can see solid, so I have my cards lined around my playmat. If there's anything bigger, I use this. This is a great little folding device. You can take it with you. It folds flat, holds anything from a mobile phone to one of the cards. If you've got a two-sided card, like in Soccer Blast, it'll sit on there. I have retro scoreboards for the baseball. I have maybe a little bit sad players to move around the bases, but I enjoy it. All adds to the beauty. I have my bullpen. All the players line up, all the cards here on each side of the playmat, so I can see at a glance all my relievers. That's particularly helpful, of course, when you're playing full HMB. One thing I meant to show you when I was showing you the second season was the scoreboard and the play. This was from Al Wilson. He doesn't actually sell them anymore, so unfortunately it's no use, but it does help, and it's particularly great if you're going on the road or you haven't got access to the internet for your to use the online helper. That's a great. I really love that little addition. I'm just thinking if there's anything else I've got to show you. I don't think there is actually. Two things. Latest two games to come to the party. I know there's been a lot. Roller Rumble. I've got it all ready. I bought the PDF. I haven't played it yet, but only because all my time's being taken up with the World Cup. But everything's ready to go, printed, cut out, and it looks a very nice set. I've been watching some Roller Rumble on YouTube. I didn't realise it was so popular at one time in the US, and other people were telling me that I must get Demo Derby. So again, I've got Demo Derby, and these will all be finding their way onto my table in the next month or so. Really, that's about all I've got to show you this morning on the way of extras. I hope you've enjoyed the little look through all the playmats, but this isn't to say that you can't play it in a simple manner. You know, I mean, what could be better, really, in some ways, than History Maker Express? You're travelling, you pick it up, within seconds your game's ready. I mean, that is fantastic too. So please don't think I believe that you have to get playmats. It's just that people were interested in which ones I use and why, and I'll be back as soon as I've got the team set up. Just give me 1 minute. Hi, welcome to tonight's game in the Cyprus Instant Standings League Highlight Maker Hoops, and tonight's game features the 4th place Rotterdam Runners who are coached by Pop, George Popovich, the Pop Master. He's the longest running coach in the NBA, I believe, coaching the Spurs. He'll be coaching the Rotterdam Runners. He's already coached them to one win. They held off Johannesburg 133-122 to stay in fourth. They're travelling tonight to meet the Denver Divers, who are in third place, and they're coached by Jack Ramsey. He took the Trailblazers to, I'm not sure, was it 77? Just checking on my stats there. 77 NBA championship, and this is the all-time great 75 set, and players were allocated randomly with the first split between guards, centres and forwards, and there's some fantastic players being kept off the starting bench. Really, Rotterdam, they're in fourth, but I think they'll be finding themselves in first place within a week or so, because on the bench they've got Wilt Chamberlain, Shaq, they've got Giannis, I can never pronounce his name, Antetokounmpo, the Greek Freak, Dejan Nowitzki, Rick Barry. I just want to tell you quickly before we start, let's get to the game, about my homebrew rules. I used the strategy cards. 3 have been allocated at random. Denver have got boxed out. They can rotate their active player. Coach can call a coach timeout at any time after the other team have scored, and they can use an extra deny. And also the runners have got 3, which I'll come to those as we come to it. Second homebrew rule is that if at the end of any period one team is 10 ahead, they can force one of the opponents, the top dog, to sit out, but only if that leaves sit out the next period. That only if they've got more than the original 5 players they started with. They can't do that if there's been no coach calls. And the third one I've been experimenting with is a time clock. So each period a lifetime clock. You'll see here 5 minutes. Every period can last no more than 5 minutes, and if we've already turned a card at the end of the 5 minutes, that can be completed, but that'll be the last card. It's finished then. And normal end of period rules apply. So depending on how many cards are left, it may adjust whether there's any movement on by the losing team at that point. It's not really a tutorial. Let's just get straight to the game and get to the tip off, and the clock's running. So here we go. And we start with a ref look. It's M1, and Kareem Jabbar's got nothing, and Karl Malone has nothing. So the home team, in the case of a tie, takes it, and they'll be getting a free throw. I've got the virtual die off screen, so you'll have to take my word for it. Malone misses on 8 and 9, and it is 4, so that's 1 free throw. And the second one is 9, so he missed the second one. They rotate both, but they do get momentum on that one. Second card, it's a timeout, an early timeout called by Jack Ramsey. So we all move up, and the next player in for Denver is Bill Walton. And we're looking for 5 to 7 or 12 to see whether the switch worked, and it is 8, so there's no change. It didn't work. We rotate, momentum's lost, and we turn the next card. It's another ref look. Charles Barkley against Elgin Taylor. They've both got a tie. Ref look. Both symbols are tied. Home team shoots. So it's 2 shots for Elgin Baylor. He misses on 2, 4 or 5, and it's 4. He misses the first one, and he misses the second one. 1 from 4 from the free throw line tonight so far. So we turn the next card. Visitor player with offence smart. He's not got smart. No, it's thrown away. Rotate. 2 minutes 21 left. Visitor player with offence quick. He has got offence quick, so they're on the board. Rotterdam. And they get momentum. Rotate. Snag. He's not got snag, but Dave Bing has, so the Divers score and take back momentum. Home player with offence smart. He has, and it's underlined, so 2 places for the Divers. It's a ref lock again, 2 shots, they're tied, so the home team gets 2 free shots, misses on 4 or 8, it's 11, so there's 1 down the pipe, 6, and he lands both of them. Momentum's lost, because it's just 2 shots. Wow. They've both got wow on the hoop cam. Tiebreaker symbol is the trailing team. So Charles Barkley, nothing but air on that one. Bill Walton. We come to the last card, and momentum is with the runners, and it's tip, and he has got tip, so they score. But there's the deny symbol, so we roll again, and it's 1, and the deny symbol, it's skill, and he has got the defense skill, so we move 1 back, so he doesn't score that. We've got 8 seconds left in this period, and we've completed the pack. So at the end of that, the Divers are 4 and 3 free shots against 2 and no free shots. So I'll just have a look at the score for that. So it's 4 and 3 against 2. So it's 38-27, including the free shots. 38-27. At the end of the first period. I'm just going to change this to 5 because it defaults to 7. And we're ready to go for the second period. Just moving these along, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they are 11 ahead, so they can force Karl Malone to sit out for this next period, and we rotate in my game 1. So let's get the next 10 cards up, and off we go. Nobody has momentum. It's the start of a quarter. Yes, yes. Both have yes. Trailing team score. So the runners dunk another one. Leap. He doesn't have leap, but Mikan has leap, so he scores, and momentum switches, and they rotate. Oh, we go to unusual results chart, and it's at 8, which means the trailing team active player sparks a rally, moves 1 space. And they gain momentum. Home player with defense spark. No, he hasn't. Visitor scores. Coming back into this game strongly now. The runners. There's 3:38 left in this period. Oh, and they're looking for net. Yes, scored again, the runners. Wow, they're on a massive roll. They scored nothing but nets in that one. Great dunk by Wade. Okay, pick. He's not got pick. Neither player has pick, so we rotate both and momentum is lost. Home player with offense reach. Yes, underline 2 spaces. Elgin Baylor brings things back. Well, they take the lead again. They get momentum. Jabbar's had a fairly quiet game so far. Momentum, leap. Yes. With momentum, score again. To be impressed early in this period, they've come straight back into it, the Divers. Tip, yes, but there's a hand symbol, and it's 5, so that's smart. Yes, Charles Barkley's got smart, so they don't score on that. And both rotate, and we come to the last card, and it's a ref look, and blank beats burst. So the runners take that one, and they've got a free throw, and Westbrook, he clamps on 3 and 6, and it's 6. So that's the end of the quarter, end of the period, and the score is now 8. 8 plus 3 against 7. So 8 plus 3. Looking at the chart, 8 plus 3 against 7, 76, 79, 72. So there's the score at the end of the second period, and Carl Malone can come back on now, and he slots back in. We rotate both teams. Nobody has momentum. We've only had one coaching call in this. We're going to the third, and one of the homebrew rules comes into play in this one, because the runners could use this one. Remove any 2 players from your active stack, but that can only be played at half time, and it can only be played if you've got more than 5 players. So they haven't got more than 5 players, so that strategy card is lost. But they've still got 2 left, and they've still got all 3. They can use these in the only in the second half. The strategy cards, I forgot to tell you that. Coach result. Okay, we'll see how close things get later on. We're just going to edit that and set it to 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're making it a lot closer game than I expected, Rotterdam. I'm getting that wrong. I expected Rotterdam to be in the lead, but the Divers, but they're only 7 points ahead now, so things could easily change in this period. As we start the second half, and off we go. It's Arc. He's got Arc underlined as Wade. They've both got Arc underlined, so it goes to the trailing team. And it's another one for the runners, and they get momentum. And the Divers rotate. Visitor player with offense reach. Yes, scores again. What a game he's having, Wade. They're going to call a timeout. We pause during the timeout. Going to call a timeout now. Ramsey, he needs extra resources. And on is coming, he's bringing on Dennis Rodman. So they play the first strategy card, the Divers, and he misses on. He needs 5, 7, or 12. 5 to 7 or 12. It's a 7, so it worked. Down it goes. They stop the rot, and they get momentum. Great piece of coaching there by Jack Ramsey. And the clock's back on. Ref look, 2 shots and referee warning. Dennis Rodman's got a burst, and a burst is worse, so they lose that one. Oh, they don't score. It's just 2 shots. 7 and 9. He clanks on only 4. He lands the first one. He lands both of them. Jabbar. They both rotate because it was just 2 shots. And we discard the next fac. We don't use that one. Next one. There's no momentum. Big. They've both got big, and the visitor takes it. But it's a deny symbol, and it's 1, so that's skill. Has Malone got skill? Yes. So he denies, and they both rotate. No score. Home player with defence power. Yes, he starred, rebuffed. He blocks that one, Walton. Oh, it's a coach call. Timeout. Timeout called by the runners here. And who's coming in? And it's Wilt Chamberlain. Slots in. And it's also discard the next play. The next fact. So it's 2-7 for Popovic to land this one to see if it makes any difference. It's a 6, so they score. 2:34 left. It's a ref look. The trailing team. We're going to have to pause it while we check the trailing team because it's getting very close. Very close. It's 9 plus 3. 7 against 10. 10 against 9. So it's 95. 94. The runners have taken the lead. But they get 2 shots on this one. Wilt Chamberlain, 4-7 he clanks on. He misses the first one. And he misses the second one. Sorry, I made a mistake then. Denver. It was Denver who had the free throws then. Sorry about that. And it was 4. He didn't clank on 4, so he scored 1-6. Clanks on 6, so he missed that one. So we're actually tied as we come to the last one of this period. It's another coach call, and remove. Who's coming in? Steve. But we run out of time. We don't play on, even though there's been a coach, but we bring in the extra player. And that's the end of that period. And we're 9 plus 4. 9 plus 4. Against 10. So 10 against 9. We're tied at 95 all. Wow. Just let the time run out in this period. Sorry, I was getting overexcited then. I made a slight mistake with the free throws, but well, we're back on track now. We rotate. I've already rotated to Drexler. Just edit this back to 5 minutes. The divers have got 2 strategy cards. They can force their opponent to rotate, or they can re-roll for the deny. That could come in very handy late on. And the runners have got, they can force the active player to rotate, or they can move any player to the active position or keep the current player active. They're going to use that at the start of this period. They're going to rotate and make Abdul Jabbar active. 3, 5, both player teams will be 3, 4, 5. Wow, what a fantastic game to start. Okay, bringing in the last pack. And here we go. Visitor player with offense spark. Yes, scores. That's Jabbar, and they get momentum. But hold on, there's a pause. We're going to re-roll for the nice symbol. They're going to play it. The divers, the re-roll 4. And that's reach. He hasn't got reach, so the score stands. The score stands. But they're trying everything, the divers now, so they're going to force their opponent to rotate. They're going to move the ball away from Jabbar. It's not much better to garner, but at least it's moving down the line quicker. Score stands. Okay, home player with offense quick. Offense quick. No, he steps out of bounds. Neither player scores, and we rotate again. Momentum is lost. Home player with defense skill. Yes, forced miss. Great defense there by Karl Malone. Denies Charles Barkley. Visitor player with defense spark. Yes, steals the ball. Again, both rotate and no one scores. Very tense game this. Very close. Ref look, 2 shots. Trailing team 11. No. Well, the trailing team is Denver at the moment, so Elgin Baylor's going to get 2 free shots. Anything except 2, 4 or 5. He dunks the first one. And he misses with the second one. So both rotate, and again this game incredibly close. 2 minutes 34 left. We go to the unusual results chart. That's 4. Any player in the visitor stack with the burst symbol, aggressive defense play prevents score. Burst symbol. Nobody's got the burst symbol. Home scores. Wow. Coach, timeout. Stop the clock. Lillard comes in for Denver. Sorry, it should have been. Cancel that. Cancel that. I told you I was getting overexcited. It should be Rotterdam. And who's coming in off the bench now? It's Shaq. Will he be the difference in the last 2 minutes to this game? They've still got 1. They can force their opponent to rotate whereas Denver have used up all of theirs. Okay, let's see if Shaq can put this away. We need between 2 to 7. It's 7, and he's energised, and they score, and they take momentum. So they're now in the lead. Home player with defence reach. Yes, he blocks it. Arc. They both have arc. Home team scores and takes momentum. And we come to the last card of this game. Visitor player with defence skill. Yes, stolen, but he doesn't score, and that's the end of the game. Wow. Sorry, I made a couple of mistakes during that game, but it's because I was on camera. I'm just going to look at what the final score is. Don't know what this is. The final score is 11 plus 5 against 12 plus 2. 12 plus 2. I get 12 against 11. 114. 116. 116 against 115. I'm just going to check that because it's so close. 12 against 11. 114 against 110. So that's 116 against 115. Wow, that means we come to a final minute decider. Incredible. I'm just going to pause for 1 minute because I've never had a game this close before, so I just want to check what happens in that final minute. I know you turn one extra card. Just give me a second, I'll be right. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's just one card. I don't play the long version, but it's that long since I've actually played. I'm just going to draw one final card. I'll put it on here, just drawing it at random. And who's it going to be? I think the Divers are going to choose Karl Malone, and Rotterdam will choose Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. This is it. It's all on this turn of the card. Snag. Abdul-Jabbar's got snag, and the home team scored. Malone has downed it in the last minute, and this game is in the books. And the final score is 12 plus 4 against 12 plus 2, so it's 120 against 118. Wow, what an amazing end to that game. 120 to 118. Wow, I didn't expect that. It couldn't have worked out any better for the first game I've done on camera of this. I hope you enjoyed that and you saw how thrilling it can be playing this game, and also the different colours of this special set and the Playmat brings so much to it. If you've got any questions about my homebrew rules, any of them, just message me. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and that means that the Denver Divers maintain only just, but they maintain 3rd place, and they'll be travelling to Hawaii to play the Hulas in the next game. I'll cover another one of these Instant Standing League highlight maker hoops within the next few weeks. That's all from Cyprus for now. Hope you enjoyed episode 2. Please remember to like and subscribe if you did before you leave. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye.